4 years. I've been around politics and town all my life. My father was chief of police here. He was council president for 8 years. He actually passed away the day I got elected. So I basically actually took his place on the council. I will tell you that I've been in office 12 years. I hate politics. I just hate it. I hate campaigning. I hate anything about it. I really do. I want to do the job because I love Jefferson Township. I grew up here. My family lives here. My mom lives in Lake Forest, where I grew up. You know, it's just a love of mine to do this. I have no political aspirations after this. You know, if I get reelected, this will be my last term. 4 terms is enough. It's time to move on. And you know, I have my oldest daughter's getting married in March, and you know, hopefully I have grandchildren eventually, and here quickly. And you know, my oldest is 25. My youngest is 9. So I got kids everywhere. So you know. So, but, yeah, well, my own kids. I got to tell you, when I took over 12 years ago, actually when I was on the council, when I took over, the things I always said when I was running is, you know what, we got to work on things. People got to be able to drink their water, flush their toilets, and drive on the roads here in Jefferson. And I got to tell you, I could tell where you live by, you told me what color your water was, and I would tell you where you lived. If you had yellow water, you lived in White Rock. You had oily water, you lived in Lake Forest. I mean, we ignored our infrastructure in this town forever, and now we have, you know, we were building developments where we had no water. I mean, it was just, so we came in and we said, look, we need a plan to, you know, the town infrastructure is the most important thing you can have. So now we probably have one of the best water systems anywhere. We just put 2 new wells online. If you happen to be driving down Esplanade Road, you look in the distance, you see what looks like a flying saucer. Yeah. We built a new water tank right up here, 1 million gallons. I mean, we have more water, you know, we also have county water, which you get from the Mount Olive. But because of the new wells, we can wean ourselves off of that, because it's great water, but it's expensive. So people, you know, we have water to drink. People have pressure. They don't have dirty water anymore. White Rock, you know, people used to turn their faucets on and it would smell like rotten eggs. Or, you know, I don't know how many people called when I first took over, we ruined our laundry because the water's trapped. So, you know, we've changed pipes, we've cleaned things out. We have a whole maintenance schedule. Sewers, we have 2 sewer plants. We have 2 sewer plants within a mile of each other on the other side of town. And, you know, we have new operators and they've never run better. You know, we were all constantly getting beat up by the DEP, and they love to do that. Now they come and they, you know, they tell us how happy they are, how well we're running things. Roads. We've gotten on we used to have, Daily Record used to have a list of the top 10 worst roads in Morris County. We constantly had 3 or 4 on them. I mean, it was just, you know, we have a plan where we're paving, you know, we're paving roads. We just did, and we get grants for it. We just did Weldon, part of Weldon. We did Esplanade. Next year we're doing Holland Mountain, the whole length of Holland Mountain Road. We've done Ridge Road. So we have plans for our infrastructure, which we've never had. In fact, there was a time here we dismantled our DPW. We built it up now where we do a lot of things in-house. We save a lot of money. We put in, when I talk about this water tank, we put in the water line ourselves. We got the tank site ready. The company came in. We saved several $100,000 doing it. You know, we have the guys, we have really talented people, and we let them do the work. You know, I don't interfere with people. I mean, they set up the plans, and we stay with them. You know, we're going to pave this road here. We just keep going on, and that's important. Like I said, you know, my job is to go out and I see a lot of people in the course of the week. I talk to a lot of people. I'm either on the cell phone or I'm in sporting events or arts concerts. I'm all over the place. I see a lot of people. You know, I used to run town meetings. We'd have 3 people show up. We'd have 2 people, which, by the way, is not unimportant to have that, but nobody was showing up. So, you know, when I took over, when I became mayor, our council meetings used to go to 1 in the morning, 12:30 in the morning. You know, now they're an hour because we talk to people during the course of the day. We get stuff done. We answer phone calls. The staff's supposed to do that, and they do. So we're real proud. I mean, I have hands with the deputy mayor, I think, because she's always hands. You know, she knows where to direct calls. You know, calls that have to get right to me, they go right to my cell phone, and I get them. I have a BlackBerry. I always have 10 messages I return. I've actually learned how to text, by the way. It's not easy, but it, you know, it takes a while to get. So if you text me, wait about a half hour because I'm just, you know, it's like 15 minutes to say hello, but I'm kind of down. Recreation. There was a time here in the 70s where we didn't build a recreation field. Not one complex was built here. You know, we have so many. When I grew up, you played football in the fall, basketball in the winter, and softball and baseball in the spring. Now you play baseball year-round, softball year-round, you have lacrosse, you have soccer, you have football, you know, you name it, we have it. And you know, and not only is it just in-town teams, you have travel teams, you know, you got 2 travel teams for this. So, you know, we looked at what we needed to do, and we built a lot of fields. We built 2 fireman's field. We did a whole lighting program, which we needed to do. So we get a lot more use out of our fields. We have a new, in fact, we just passed it last night, but we have a new director of parks who took over from Mr. Sparling, who was great, but we have a new guy. And the fields have never, ever been in better shape than they are right now. I have more people come up to me at different events and talk to me about how good the fields are. And the other important thing we did, a few years ago we passed a rec trust fund. The voters said, you know what, we need to improve our facilities, so we're going to pass this, and you know, we're able to raise money for projects. And one of the things we did with that, we paid the lights off, and then we built a turf field over at Lakeside. And some people said, well, that's a luxury. I said, no, it's not. You just can't. You know, we play 7 or 8 football games on a Saturday sometimes. I mean, one right after the other. You know, you don't have to paint the lines, you don't have to fertilize, you don't have to cut it. You know what? You just throw a ball in the middle and the kids get to play. And we did, and there's another project we did in-house. You know, where other towns are paying $800,000, we did it for less than $500,000, including a walking track around it and including a practice field where we took all the topsoil and built another field. So, you know, and our rec facilities are just, we're really proud of those, and I don't want to go on too long with that. Financial stability of the town, you know, our bond rating is the best, we're in the best financial shape we've ever been in. Our debt ratio is the lowest. We just don't borrow a lot of money. You know, where we can borrow, we can have up to 3.5% of our assessments. It's a lot of money. We have less than 0.5% of money if we in debt. So, you know, we do things, and if we borrow money, we don't pay. We buy a fire truck. We try to pay it off over 10 years, 10, 12 years. We don't take 25 years to pay it because we don't want to pay all that interest. You know, just we're in really good financial shape. We had a study done by the state about 6 or 7 years ago, or 8 years ago, and they came in and just, you know, they made a few recommendations, but otherwise they were, you know, the town was just in great shape. So we're really proud of that. And part of that is my administrator. You know, Jim Leach is probably one of the best administrators in the state. He knows the town. He's worked in the town forever. You know, and he's done really, really well for me. As far as shared services, you know, we share an electrical inspector with Mount Olive. We share equipment with Randolph and Roxbury. We're talking to the county about sharing some other services. As far as the tax assessor and tax collector law goes, this is one of those where they want you to vote on a referendum, but there was nothing in the referendum about how it was going to take place. So basically it's like, well, vote on this and then we'll do the particulars later. And by the way, if you look at the numbers that are being suggested, you know, where they start discussing, there's very little savings for the town. But what you lose, in fact, I don't think there's any. In fact, the numbers we look at is it would cost about $25 a person to do tax assessment. Right now we pay $23 a person. So, and you lose a lot of things. You lose a lot of things, a lot of personal things, especially with the tax collector too. You know, she helps senior citizens, she helps all sorts of people do, you know, she has that personal touch. And you know what, you're not saving any money. I mean, so this whole thing about how much we're going to save through consolidation is nobody really knows, and that's not where we're going. So to say I was against it is not, what I was against it is, you know, I want to know what we're voting for, rather than just saying, oh, go ahead, we want to do this, and, you know, but I couldn't do that. So, as far as, there's a question here, and because the one-party system was brought up. You know, Republicans don't elect themselves in this town. They're elected by the people.